Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Now
Oh, the TV is reverberating. It's reverberating. Oh, there we go. Hi.
Every week we do that.
No, you haven't. Really?
We did the last 3 weeks.
because I keep doing things on the computer.
Because I'm not
and
here.
Then I press the button and it pauses.
you're not here?
Yeah, that's it.
I legitimately have to press one button and I just
He has a
I have to
brain
find
right
it.
now. He has a
Yeah.
bad brain right now.
Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome
Hi.
to the Big Shoe.
Happy Pie Day.
Pie Day, among other things.
All right, bye everybody. I'm Nick.
Hi, I'm Tony.
Chris.
Brian.
That's basically the feeling right now.
So everything's closed, everything's done,
Everything's
canceled.
You guys ever played Last of Us Part 1? It's basically that's going to happen next week.
We might be canceled next week.
This is not a gathering.
Wait, hold on.
We're too close
Wait,
to
hold
each
on.
other.
We
Two meters.
Did you say weed is canceled next week? We just got that. We
Weed
just
is
got that.
I need to distance myself.
Yeah, 2 meters.
Your arm's really long.
I'm really close to my face.
You have good fingers.
So I picked the wrong week to shave
Why?
because everybody wants to touch my face because I've shaved.
Why?
What?
Well, 10-year-olds go, it's gone.
Oh,
And you're
I
like-
see.
Big away.
You look like David Tennant doing that for a second, doing that. Get away.
Get away. Get away. Stop trying to touch my face.
I miss Good Omens. It's a good show.
But yeah,
Yeah, every-
E3's done.
E3 has been. Oh, they officially canceled that E3.
Yeah.
I think
gaming conferences
Apple
are
has.
done.
Apple has also canceled WWDC. I think
Yeah.
that's what it's called.
Yeah.
The coronavirus conference got canceled.
All
The
sports-
coronavirus.
All sports are canceled.
Sports,
Sports,
NBA,
that was the
NFL,
big one.
All sports.
Esports?
Esport. Oh yeah, good point. Esports is still
They
apparently
would've
still on.
Well,
I don't know,
sort
I haven't
of.
heard of anything.
I don't.
Like they can't do the big gatherings. That
No,
those
they can't do the
are
No,
tournaments, but they can. You can still compete. I guess.
I guess the CFL is the next question, right?
No, NFL would be the
NFL's next.
NFL would be next.
Yeah.
Because isn't CFL coming?
NFL hasn't said they're doing anything though.
I can see them canceling.
I can definitely see them
They're
following
hoping
suit.
it's soft.
So to counteract everything, the Oilers subreddit, we being from Edmonton and the Edmonton Oilers, some lovely people on the Edmonton subreddit have set up games on NHL 2020 and are simulating the games.
Yes. Perfect.
So-
That's the next official
The
thing.
Islanders won the other night, unfortunately.
Oh.
6-5.
Cool.
That's
But
not bad.
Koskinen made like 82 saves. So
Wow.
Weird.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
He's our new goalie,
He's
right?
definitely getting
they're
that
both
award.
good goalies this
Okay.
year.
No, they're not.
Or no, but Smith is our newest goalie. But
Yeah.
yeah, they're both newer.
I remember watching that game
What, 42 saves?
against Las Vegas.
Yes.
I watched that game. I'm like, what is getting past our goalie? Nothing. And then obviously overtime happened. But
You jinxed it.
You're the
You
one.
jinxed it.
If the playoffs happen, you are just
if
not
the
talking.
Not
playoffs
to talk.
happen, if the playoffs happen,
You are not talking. We're taping your mouth.
okay,
So,
just as effective. I don't know anything about sports, so
You still say things.
hello.
but yeah, it's one of those like
Jinx it.
it's cool how the internet's trying to come up with different ways of doing certain things, but it's definitely one of those like, I had coworkers who the day before Disneyland
Hello.
closed,
Hello.
Hi, Raiden.
coworker who the day before Disneyland closed was like canceling their trip and stuff, and then the next day it's like,
Yep.
yeah, Disneyland's closed, and then the next day Disney World's closed, and it's like no one's going anywhere.
Pretty much.
Everyone's closed.
And yet here we
I'm
are.
surprised we haven't closed the borders yet. I already did it. So
Well, technically the U.S. has.
Only to one country,
To
though.
Europe.
but
but
not
to
really.
Britain.
And not really.
Not really.
No.
Oh.
If you actually,
you connect to Canada and then you come there.
well,
Yeah.
no, if you watch all of like Trump's speech, he said like cargo was done, people were done, this was done. If you have like a legal passport to get back into the state, you can get back.
Oh
into
yeah,
the state.
yeah.
No, but like it was supposed to.
But
Every
It was-
it's supposed to be everything is shut
He
down.
said there is no traffic or there is no travel coming in from Europe, and everybody's like, who is in Europe right now, going like Americans going, I need to get home.
Yeah.
And the U.S. government's like, okay, we know this is what Trump said. You can come home if you have if you live here.
You live here. If you're a
You
citizen.
can come home.
Yeah.
He didn't mean you couldn't come home. And
I'm
then,
sure he meant that.
he did. And then like the stock market dropped
Oh, yeah, I just
because
saw
he
that.
said there's no cargo coming in from anywhere.
Yeah, well.
And everybody's like, cargo's still allowed to come
Yeah.
to the United. Like essentially, it was he talked, and all the other levels of government had to tweet out, going, "Whoa, no."
It's fine.
We're fine.
Your president doesn't know how to read a teleprompter.
Yeah. Everything's okay.
Or maybe he wrote his own teleprompter.
No, if he wrote it, he just goes off the cuff. That's always his big thing. So.
Yay! Because everything is canceled.
Everything is
except
very
us.
much
But
canceled.
yeah, you can always tell when he has to teleprompter because he does this.
Yeah, he has to. I think he needs
GDC is
glasses, but
postponed.
He's got
he
this
doesn't
face.
want to get glasses.
I think one of the he doesn't want to look like a nerd.
GDC.
GDC, all the big
Yeah.
gaming stuff. The one kind of coolish thing that was sort of canceled was watching the late night talk shows on Thursday.
I've seen those. Yeah, they were pre-recorded and there's no one in the audience.
Well, they're always pre-recorded.
Yeah, but like.
But,
they're
They had no. They were going to go without an audience this week, and then New York essentially went
No.
Shut it down.
shut everything.
Shut it
Like
down.
Broadway shut down, all that stuff shut down. So like Seth Meyers came out to do a closer look, and he's like, in casual wear, and he's like, "Welcome to Casual Thursdays, on the Late Show."
It's kind of reminding me of the writer's strike a couple years back.
Except it's kind of funny because like Jimmy Fallon's, I watched his, and he's got all these cue cards.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there and he's like, "Welcome to dress rehearsal." And he's like, "Because usually we do dress. I try some jokes. The funny ones I throw up, or like the funny ones I keep, the bad ones I toss. Like, I don't have that, so you're getting everything." So he's sitting there and he reads a joke off, and like he's got his writers and staff sitting in the audience just as like, feedback
Yeah.
of some kind. So he reads one and he's like, he's got all these piles started on his desk of like,
It's like a super behind the scenes.
Yeah. It's
And
actually
then-
neat to watch.
Well, and
It's neat to watch.
then Stephen Colbert's was the same thing where he's like, "We're filming dress rehearsal right now, like, welcome." And then they made it about halfway through, and he's like, "You know what? I think we just air this tonight."
Yeah.
And he's like, because they were going to actually do dress rehearsal and then film an actual show with the empty audience. And he's like, "You know what? Let's just air this. To heck with it." And someone off screen is like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Really?
Well, because he got up and did
Subscribed.
Thank you.
Thanks. He did a gag where he like got out of his chair, and then like ran off camera, and the camera's trying to follow him. And he's like, "No, don't follow me!" And then like buzzes in front of the camera, and then goes back and sits down. And he's like, "I think that was
I
funny."
think that
Yeah.
was
And like second joke in, he goes, "I'm imagining all of you laughing at home right now." And like that's how he was playing it. But
Yeah.
yeah, they were all.
Everything's
It's weird to watch those shows without
the feedback.
Yeah.
the feedback, like, and not it's not like they're laugh tracks, and yes, there's probably a person sitting there going like, "Applaud."
There's
or
like a little
laugh,"
sign that
you know,
says,
like,
yeah.
zzz, 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 but still, they are comedians, and most of the time the jokes are funny. Like I'm sitting at home like, but he's still pausing for the laugh, but there's no laugh.
No laugh.
So it's weird to see that, and then now they've all just canceled their show. Like they're
Yeah.
all just like, "We'll go on hiatus and call it a day," because why
So
bother?
no TV shows to watch either.
Disney Plus.
Well, so the
get to that.
Disney's counteracting some stuff.
They're releasing.
We're getting Frozen,
Frozen 2 is coming a little bit early
Yeah.
to Disney Plus. It's technically tomorrow.
and
Really?
yeah,
Yep.
and the new
I'm
Star
gonna
Wars
watch
movie
yours.
they're releasing early, not on Disney Plus, but
Which
actually
one?
just
He said that
Star
to
Wars.
you,
Yep.
and you said you didn't care.
Oh,
So
but
he's
I
already
thought it,
said this to you.
I didn't know it was
I told-
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow is the Frozen
Oh.
2 is hitting Disney Plus.
I was gonna watch your copy.
Watch
Just
as I.
because-
I'm just gonna
You mean
download
your
the.
copy?
Phys-
I mean,
I'm gonna
uh,
download the phone or download it on my device.
Um,
Anyways, yeah.
But yeah, so,
Disney's doing a lot of stuff.
Disney's pretty much just like trying to, they're trying to get all the people who are buying their toilet paper right now to like stop by and grab Star Wars off the shelves because they're trying to release Star Wars early
Right.
and all that stuff,
Yeah.
just to like get it out into stores. Be like, "Hey, while you're quarantined, like
Watch this stuff.
watch our stuff."
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, again, one of my coworkers I got a text from yesterday going like, "Frozen 2's hitting, Disney Plus on Sunday." And I'm like, "I already have it." And she's like, "Yeah, but now, if I'm stuck at home, at least I can Disney Plus all 3 weeks or 2 weeks or whatever it is." Just making jokes about it. But yeah, like, because at this point, that's all we can do.
That's all.
Video game. I got a lot of video games.
We
to
can
catch
wash
up.
our hands and make, light of the situation. So.
Yeah. There's no sense going the other direction.
No, and again, that's the,
Cautious.
That was Colbert's thing, was like, we can cause a lot of panic, or we can try and, play that game of like, hey.
Yeah, Trump doing what he's doing is not helping.
Well, again, because he doesn't That's his piece. You watch that and you just go.
I did watch that. It was rough.
Well, did you see how C-SPAN kept the tapes going?
No.
Oh, so he did his whole sitting there with the. First, they started his stream early,
Okay.
so it shows him sitting there.
I just watched the VOD, so I didn't actually.
So he has it started early, and this is where all the late talk shows were like picking at him because he's sitting there with a book in front of him. He goes, "Well, I look better with the book in front of me, or off to the side, or like
Yeah.
should I open it up? Should I do and like they're sitting there going, we have a national emergency kind of
That's
building, and you're worried about
How you look.
How
how
you
you look like and I think it was Colbert's was like, I remember Winston Churchill's famous line of and he starts going into some big thing, and then he's like, wait, before we get this really going, he's like, should I be brushing it this way or this way, like which one will look better on? And then everything ended, and C-SPAN kept the tape or the stream going, and they didn't actually end it on time, and he like lay back in his chair, like it was
A very
Exhausting.
exasperated.
yeah, just like,
Exhausting.
oh, well, that's over now. Like I can get back to,
Yeah,
Tweeting.
golf.
not actually worrying about this and tweeting out. Yeah, and you're just going, come on, man. Like I could totally see it if a person was like, oh no,
Yeah,
what
like,
are we gonna do?
concern.
Like there's like a
Or like on the phone and like to someone else to like.
yeah, like
okay.
but there's like a sense of like, okay, now I actually have to do
Stuff.
like, oh my god, okay, like
Yeah.
what am I gonna not the okay, that's done and over with. I guess I can just
Cracks a Corona.
really.
What of a Corona?
Like legitimately, it looked like he had just finished Thanksgiving dinner and kind of just
Yeah.
like, okay,
I'm done.
I'm all done. Yeah, and you're going.
You're
Come
not
on,
treating
man.
it seriously.
Again, as your public figure, and you
Well,
think you're
he's
off
the one
cam-
that said it wasn't a big issue, and then
Now
yesterday
it's-
it's a national pandemic
Yeah.
or a emergency.
national emergency. But they can announce those whenever they will. They announced that just to
Yeah, so
stop
when
the
he
tariffs with us.
like 2 days
And the
before
wall.
says, "Don't worry about this. This
Oh, I
is
know.
gonna pass over." And then
Yeah.
2
He
days
thought it would
later.
go away when the spring weather came.
What's
And then people
weather?
started sneezing.
From
Well,
the
we don't
spring
know.
weather.
Then Tom Hanks got it.
This got personal.
That's pretty much, and that was
It's got personal.
again. I think that was Colbert, and he's like, "You can take this person, and you can take this person, but you do not touch the national treasure that is Tom Hanks." And I'm
Yeah.
like,
True. A little bit true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Tim Allen's response to Tom Hanks. He's like, "Here, have my Buzz Lightyear suit for you. hope you get
too
better."
late, already sick.
Too late.
Quarantining
So,
himself.
He's already quarantined. Well, because
No, but like-
his wife, they both
Yeah.
tested positive. But.
Yep.
So right now, if you're traveling, you're pretty much stuck
Yeah.
wherever you are for 14 days.
Yeah, or if you come back, just
For
go
longer than
immediately.
that, probably.
So,
Yeah.
watch our backlog of stuff.
Play your video games while you're watching us. Watch movies while watching us.
I know it says that.
It
but
says that they've adjusted. They haven't switched stuff on the stuff yet. So.
there was a bit of news.
There was a bit of stuff.
So let's get into some other things. Reggie Fils-Aimé,
Old president of Nintendo of America.
retired president of Nintendo of America. He's gone to save GameStop.
Which I don't know is gonna do anything for
He's
GameStop.
going to stop. He's going to save GameStop.
I don't know
I
if
was reading.
GameStop can be saved.
I was reading an article about Reggie Fils-Aimé is now official one of the board of directors
Yep.
for GameStop. After a couple of them left, he had come and stepped in.
Yeah.
I read an article about this and some discussion, but like, oh man, how weird is it if you're Reggie, you are the head of Nintendo, you were like, no, don't buy used games, don't buy used games, you can't buy our used games, like as a Nintendo executive would.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're in GameStop. Now you have to shield used games. How did where's
You're just a corporate guy.
yeah,
It's not
I know. It's just a weird, like, you spent all your life building this incredible, like, not memory, but like this, like Nintendo as it
Legacy.
is now, like this
Yeah.
legacy of like, making sure players buy your games and things like that, but not promoting used games. Now you are in with the devil.
They didn't go as anti-used games.
They don't, but like it's just that general thought, right?
I know, but like Nintendo never was like, don't go buy used games.
No.
Whereas,
it's not that, but
Yeah.
as a video game executive,
oh yeah, you don't want people buying used games.
correct.
because
So
it
like,
just is.
and you have to think in the back of his mind, he's like, now I have to work for the enemy for a little bit.
Yeah, but then
would
you
be
use
an
all the
enemy 'cause that's
reverse
who you're working
tactics.
for.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
just, you know all the tactics already. You just
yeah.
do it
So
the
it's
other
like,
way.
oh, this is how we're gonna
I
sell
also-
used games, or this is how we're gonna sell used games to the big companies. Like maybe they're gonna get a little kickback every once in a while, but
It
you
could
know,
be.
yada 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 yada. Like
I also think with GameStop being where in the situation it is, I don't think selling more used games will help them
No.
take out. So hopefully it's Reggie will be there to do something.
GameStop and EB Games type stores are legitimately for the peripheral type stuff, like the stuff that you have to buy.
Yeah.
Pre-order bonuses.
Pre-order bonus stuff, which is again not like GameStop can help with that kind of stuff by incentivizing, but again, there hasn't been a pre-order bonus I've wanted in a long time.
It's very few and far between.
Like
So
not
long,
li-
Raiden.
Bye. Bye, Raiden.
I did.
But yeah, like it's one of those pieces where it's one of those pieces where like I just buy my games digitally, which is what Nintendo wants.
My side.
You don't want to.
I'll step on.
Share.
I will heal some.
Yeah, like it's cool to see him move forward, but I honestly thought he had retired. So
This is the love.
whatever he's doing,
He just retired from Nintendo. That's the same as Bob Iger right now, retired as
Yeah.
top guy at Disney. He's now making sure that Disney Plus
goes through.
it stays alive and does its thing
Yeah,
because
he's probably future. Yeah,
well, Lizzie McGuire's screwed up right now, and there's another show that's screwed up right now. Like there's like 3 of their shows that were coming.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier is on pause because of the whole piece.
Well, no, it's not even the coronavirus stuff. Like, legitimately, Lizzie McGuire screwed up because the showrunner left. Because Disney was like, we don't want that kind of content. But they've done it to, like, 2 other shows. So it's really screwing stuff up. So.
Yeah, we're all here today.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Thanks for hosting, Ace. But yeah,
We're
like...
not dead.
So it's not like they just retire from those positions, I think, because they are... Like, that's a mentally taxing job. Making sure Nintendo of America does well. Making
I
sure
know
Disney
with
does
Sony
well.
they always rotate execs because what did years ago Kaz had dropped out too, and then Sean Morrison Sean Layton bounced as well.
But that's what I mean. Like,
from
it's...
Sony.
It's...
So it happens.
Juggling that many pieces is a lot of work. If you step in now to help GameStop and you can just essentially, especially on board of directors, you can be like, okay, so...
We're spending more money on this.
Yeah,
or
you're
we're
going to do
spending
this,
less
we're
money
going
on
to do
this.
this, we're going to do this. Bye!
We're going to spend less money on this.
I'm going back to teach my class now. Good day. Like,
I do want to see one of his classes. That would be super cool.
Yeah.
No, it's cool to see him there. It's just weird.
And again, I don't know how you save GameStop.
You don't.
You'll have to be quarantined into the
That's
studio.
true.
Ah, shit.
Well, I'm happy about this because
Yeah, well.
This is your home.
this is my home.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I mean, this is a studio.
This is definitely a studio. We rent office space.
I'm gonna need to get all my stuff shipped over here.
Not
I
if,
call
it's, not
Top
if it's
Bunk.
contaminated.
It's fine.
I know. I'm sitting there going like, if we have to do this show from everybody's homes, how are we even
Discord.
gonna pull this? I guess so, and I'll just ship everybody if they don't have webcams.
You gave me a webcam already.
See, then we're good.
You
I
don't
don't
need
have
webcam.
one.
You
I
just,
just need to get
you
Chris
don't need-
one, and we're good to
you
go.
don't need a
I
webcam.
don't
You
want
just
one.
voice.
Huh?
I'm just gonna use my voice. It's gonna be like the radio.
An old school podcast.
I'll just put up a random
It's a picture of Chris going like this.
Whatever picture you use for me in the intro.
Okay.
That's my
I think
picture.
that is that
I'm
one.
pretty sure it's that one.
Yeah, it is.
It is that one.
I don't know.
I don't know
I
either.
can't remember.
Yeah, so cool.
GameStop will maybe still be a company.
Maybe.
Maybe.
And I mean,
Okay.
they have altered, because even when I went into EB Games, because you walk by, it's like, they've got those sister stores now, or they did for a while, where it's like, you can buy like all of this extra junk. You know, all the extra junk EB Games sells. We've made a store of all the extra junk, and you're like, yay, like, cool.
Where's the mystery boxes? Where's the loot boxes that I can
guess so.
purchase?
Where's my monthly subscription box?
Where's my Game Informer? Oh, no, wait. Game Informer is going through a lot of changes, too. They just lost a couple of editors. Everything's changing.
Well, and again, it's damn millennials. I mean, really.
Yeah, cool. Good get, GameStop. We'll see where it goes.
So.
I mean, we do have a new console generation coming up real soon, real quick. So
Yep.
we'll see.
Not now.
They
Indeed.
I
yeah,
don't
well.
think they started production yet. I think
But then it's super delayed.
they usually start production. I'm gonna guess around September.
Then it's super delayed because they have to like backpedal all the other stuff that's
Yeah.
on the back burner right now.
Well, what is there left to backburner, right?
Well, no, just those factories and stuff that are
parts.
making parts are
Yeah,
all like
probably.
shut down, and they have orders for other places.
Well, in
first.
China they've already started back up again. So
Some, yeah,
yeah, they've already like lit the fires on the hearth and
but they're still
started
they're
Behind.
They're behind
They're
now.
behind.
yeah. The only company that's truly screwed right now is Apple, because they have a new phone coming out pretty soon. Yeah, so they are the one that's truly screwed. Like Xbox is fine. I think PlayStation's still gonna be
I thought
fine.
Google had a new phone coming out too.
For the 4A, yeah.
Yeah.
So Google might be in a tight spot. They might be early enough that.
But
they
then
can,
Google can just be Google and be like, "What phone?"
Yeah.
Yes, correct. And whereas if you're Apple, they're always
They
you
always-
always have a spring phone.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
always around this time that you have pump out a new phone.
Yeah, because Apple could just deny it, like when there's pictures of the
Well, it
Pixel
doesn't-
3s and bars getting like the picture taken of it's like, "Oops, did I forget my phone on this table?" Oh no!
Well, it's funny that you brought that up because in the latest iOS 14 build
Yeah.
that was sent to developers, people have data mined that, and it literally name drops iPhone 9 in the OS. And like all the features that are going to be available in the iPhone 9.
Oh.
And it's just like, wow, this is just as bad as when you left the phone in the bar.
Yeah,
you let the developers data mine your OS. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like at least Google can sit there and go, "What phone? We don't know what
We
phone
don't know what
you're
you're talking
talking
And you know
about."
what? They could be in a situation where they can start moving the development or the production back stateside.
if they need to for now, but
So-
I mean,
It'd be expensive for them too, though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know Apple has been trying to do that too with a lot of their like I think there's the MacBooks that are all like built in America.
Really?
I don't
They're-
Apple product no more.
I try to keep my finger in the water
I
in these
don't,
kinds of things. So
I don't know about the Apple products anymore. Someone asked me the other day because again I was watching Frozen 2, and they're like, "How are you watching Frozen 2?" And I'm like, "I bought the
Disc.
digital because it was digital copy."
Digital.
And then I get a text from her later going like, "So like on iTunes when you buy Frozen," and I'm like, pause, and it's like I went to Costco and bought the Blu-ray, and I'm like opened it up, took the code, typed it in, hit the Google Play button, and activated it.
Yeah.
And she's like, "So you have no idea how the iTunes or Apple Store would work with this?" And I'm like,
it does. Does it not? Is there
well,
no?
I
there's
don't know.
no-
She
I
was
have no
she was
idea.
trying to get from her. She was like, "If I buy it on iTunes and then I move it to my Apple TV," and I'm like, "You've what?"
You've lost me.
What's a what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, an
I have
Apple
no idea.
TV is
I don't
just
know
an
how it works.
expensive Chromecast,
I don't
right?
use the digital
Yeah.
stuff. That's why I give it to you guys.
You essentially put
I
those
mean-
codes in and hit.
Yeah,
No, I
and you
don't.
choose your
app, you hit
you choose
choose.
your.
But she was like,
service,
she was
yeah.
asking about how to get it from iTunes to her
To
Apple
the
TV
Apple
and all.
TV.
But
of
if
it.
you log into, I think the easiest way is if you log in under your same account, all your content is still
I
there.
would
I have no
assume that.
So, because I used to be an iPhone user,
Yes.
and so I have certain movies that are locked to my iTunes account. Like I have Cabin in the Woods locked there. I have Toy Story 3 locked to my account.
I just
I have,
all on my
Or I
Doctor's.
just own it
I
physically.
rethought
Yeah.
about this a couple weeks back. Doctor Horrible.
Oh yeah.
All my Doctor Horrible episodes are tied to my iTunes account.
Yeah.
Not that I care about those anymore. I can find them elsewhere, so it's
Yeah.
not a big deal. But if you log it under your Apple.
That's what I assumed, but I was just like, I don't know how Apple TV works.
need
Like,
What do
it's
I
very
need a
it's
Blu-ray
it's the
player?
same
What
as
do I
Google
do?
and
and
Chromecast.
that's what I assumed, but I'm like,
Plug and play.
It's the same as
It's
Google
literally
Chromecast.
plug and
I'm
play.
like, I just hit a button and my movies play. Because that was another one of my coworkers who I don't know how we got on the topic, and she was talking about watching movies on her laptop, and we're like, "You don't own a TV?" Like, she's like, "No, I do, but then I have to get up and plug the HDMI cable in from my laptop to my TV," and we're all like,
That sounds exhausting.
"Well, that's why she watches everything on her laptop because she's too lazy to get up and plug the cord into her TV." And I'm like, you can buy like a $40 little thing that you just plug into your TV and you
Just
can
cast it.
zoom.
Yep.
She goes, $40, and I'm like, do you need like financial assistance? Like we can start a GoFundMe for you or something.
Everyone just needs to put in 50 cents.
Yeah, I'm feeling real bad right now. This is. I probably have an extra Chromecast lying around my house somewhere.
Maybe she only has that one HDMI port, and that one's connected to cable.
It's not connected to cable. Or she'd be watching it on TV.
Um,
It's true.
That's true.
yeah.
There's the Super Nintendo or Super Mario Lego. We got a trailer for that.
Yes.
It was probably supposed to be announced on Mario Day, but things kind of kept snowballing again with all the virus stuff. So it was a very quiet, like
30-second clip.
and very like no fanfare, just kind of like
It's happening.
"Hey,
You didn't
this
watch
is
for
happening."
30 seconds.
To watch a Yoshi appear. I mean, really.
So
You didn't watch for 30 seconds.
I have a short attention span, okay?
so you should be on TikTok.
No.
So you should get onto this TikTok thing.
How do you play games with us then?
That's why
With great-
sometimes
with
I
great
have no
care.
idea what's going on.
So
There's a shy guy as
Oh
well?
my God! It's at the beginning for a second.
I was distracted by
The
the
shy
green shirt.
guy.
yeah.
There are
He
so
just
many
said there's a
comments right
shy
now.
guy.
Or maybe miss my memory.
So
I'm
so
hoping
what's
it's your
happening here
memory.
is that Lego and Nintendo are getting together to create a Mario set. They're getting together to create a Mario Lego set. This doesn't work well visually, you guys. How is it the first time you've seen this?
Oh, I
don't
swear
care.
I saw this before.
Look, there's the Yoshi again.
And Baby Bowser.
If you haven't seen Baby, like I put this on and he got excited about the shy guy in the first second.
Oh,
Man.
shy guy.
I don't think Brian's watched this.
I
trailer.
swear to God I've watched this.
Are you sure?
I swear.
Are you sure?
I swear.
So it's like a Lego mini set
Yes.
that you would buy at a store. But what makes it a little bit different is that there's electronics in the Mario pieces. There's electronics in some of the
Well,
the
his
piping.
face is clearly.
Yes, there's like an LCD or some sort of
Digital.
display that kind of interacts as you pick up coins. You can jump on pipes and you make the pipe sound.
Yeah, you got like 60 seconds to
Yeah.
get as many coins as you can by playing with
Yeah,
Mario.
so
and
it's cool that they
To which
make
I'm
it
just
big.
gonna build a course that's like
I'm not even gonna build a course. I'm just gonna have like
it's a speed run.
yeah,
Speed
You know,
running
practice
Lego
with that
Mario,
before.
guys.
I know.
We're going to AGDQ.
from Mario Party.
Yeah.
When we had to shake cans.
Or Wario Party?
Oh, WarioWare.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
yeah.
So we're going to AGDQ with Lego Mario. What? They'll put anything on those freaking streams, anyways.
Yeah, no, like I,
I
said,
think-
I'll wait till like we actually get the
I'm curious.
the sets and see what the sets are, because then that's the piece. It's like I don't actually really care about the Mario piece. I don't care about like Baby Bowser looks cool. I like all of the other like.
I like the attention to
sub-pieces.
detail. Like
Yeah.
the pipes even look really neat.
Right, that's
too.
what I mean.
it's-
Like
The Piranha Plants.
I'd be
Yeah.
cool just building one of the tiny sets with the Yoshi at the end and Mario.
I'd be lying
being-
though if that, like when I first watched it, I thought of those like little Mega Blocks or the one whatever Pokemon partnered with. Those,
Yeah, that's Mega Blocks.
those
Oh,
Mega
yeah.
Blocks. It kind of looked like that
Yeah.
initially, like the Mario figure looked like that, and then they showed the Baby Bowser or Bowser Jr. rather, and then they showed Yoshi and the rest of everything else. I'm like, okay, I can get behind this, but the initial impression,
Well, because
looked a little bit like
so
those-
Mario's more Duplo-y.
Duplo.
Yeah.
That's the word. Yeah.
But Duplo, so that's the cool thing. Duplo and Lego, because
They are
they're
the
made by
same.
They're the same
But, yeah.
company.
No, they actually work together.
I thought
They are the same.
Duplo's
Are they
a
not the same?
subsidiary of Lego.
No, but they actually the blocks work together.
Oh.
So when you see those big builds, Lego made sure all of their sets. That's the trick to Lego. That's part of their big success is that anything they make can
Can go
work with
together.
anything else they make. So when you see those big sets built, like those big tall buildings, a lot of times the inside of those big buildings is Duplo.
Yeah.
And then all the details are added with Lego on the outside. Or if they need to like pack a mountain, they build it out of Duplo because you can use 50 Duplo
50
blocks
Duplo
instead
blocks.
of 5,000 little tiny Lego pieces.
Yes.
So yeah, Mario's more Duplo,
Yeah.
and just to fit, I'm guessing all of the like electronic pieces and stuff in.
Is Toad there?
There's a Goomba. I don't think Toad because it's more
I imagine they were getting Toad.
at some point maybe. But just you keep
Seriously.
jumping on Baby Bowser.
I am very interested in like how the electronic pieces look and how those work because I always like it when things kind of merge like that.
Well, you've seen their other like Lego's other, what are they called?
I haven't
the
been keeping-
Meccano stuff.
Yeah,
Not Meccano.
Tech-
Technic.
Technic.
Never seen.
Lego Technic.
Never
Like
seen.
it's
Yeah, they have like a lot
Pieces
of
moving.
electronics in their
What?
Legos.
That's
yeah.
so wild.
It's been around for
Yeah,
quite a
Kids have it
while.
great nowadays.
we had that one.
We had that when we were kids.
Like
too.
race cars and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, those things. Oh yeah, I guess that's
You
true.
can build the race car out of its Technic.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Lego
okay, that was
Technic.
that.
And then it crashes into a wall, and unlike every race car that's meant to like actually crash into stuff, the Lego ones explode because it's still
Just like
Lego.
real life.
Yeah, it's Lego.
Just like real life.
But like that's my thing. Like looking at this picture, there's a piranha plant and a pipe and all that. Like I'd be cool with just having this piece
Yeah.
sitting on, you know.
I love that
like
there's the piranha plant's got a little thing where you can pull it back
yeah,
in.
you can pull them back
That's
in. But that's
super
what I mean.
cool.
Like I love those pieces.
And then the piranha plant should have like a little like bit in it where you can fire out.
But like the Mario piece itself,
yeah, the Mario fig itself looks a little chunky.
like even like I love this little thing for the cloud. Like
Yeah.
being able to attach the cloud like
So you
that.
get the
I think
cloud.
like the diorama sets, I guess is the best way of putting it, are the cool part.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what their grandiose plans are for this, because obviously if this takes off, we could have other things.
It'll take off.
Oh yeah, and it will.
Yeah.
I want to see like what Tanuki Mario would look like. I want to see what Luigi, Peach, Toad, those characters would look like.
Yeah, so
And
it'll
then-
be interesting to see.
And then we bring back the whole RC cars and have Mario Kart.
Sure.
Mario
Yes.
Kart.
That's yeah. And I'm now awaiting the soon to be announced Lego Mario game.
Yeah.
That's what I thought this was gonna actually.
That's what
be.
I actually thought it was.
I was
gonna
like,
be,
oh, that
was-
could be really cool.
Yeah.
You're already collecting coins and bits anyways in both of them.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit sad that Mario is that big guy and not like a minifig.
I mean,
I would have killed for like a Mario.
And they might still do that.
they
They
might,
might.
yeah, because it looks like they just want to get all the electronics in. Like
They
you
do,
can see
like,
the
that's
on
why-
and off
That's why
switch
it's-
on his
I
back.
know. It's kind of bugging me right now.
I know it's bugging
Why
me
is
too.
the on and off switch not blue?
That's a great question,
It's a
Tony.
great question.
Because the manufacturers are a little busy right now, and all they could get was black.
You can't paint it on.
No. So.
Cool,
yeah,
that was announced.
Yeah, that was announced. So yeah, there's stuff happening. It's just-
Sony announced officially that Horizon Zero Dawn's coming to the PC.
Yes.
Officially coming out. They did also get in front of us and say like we're not gonna. Like, they didn't say Xbox, but they're not doing the Xbox thing where it's like if you buy it on the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, you don't get the PC version. This is just a strictly like a one-time thing, ish, like or on a case-by-case basis
Yeah.
of like AAA titles. Because the big piece is Death Stranding is coming out on PC too, right?
Yeah.
Even though that's not being published by Sony, it's still that game engine. Because I think it's the Decima engine
Yeah.
that runs both those games, and so everyone's like, "Well, Death Stranding's coming to PC now. What about
What about
Horizon?" And it totally makes sense. I think Horizon on PC, if you had a killer PC, that game will look phenomenal.
Sure.
Like it's one of those games on the PlayStation 4 that's like, this is a showcase piece. Like it's not only a great game,
Another piece.
it's not even just a great game, but it's like a great looking game too. So, and yeah, like hopefully Sony kind of evaluates this going forward with and especially going to PlayStation 5, that they do more PC pieces.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be really cool because obviously we have MLB, the first ever Sony published game coming on a Nintendo console. So Sony is already dipping their foot and their toes into this other business, even though the MLB thing wasn't their choice.
Yeah.
It clearly wasn't their choice. But
Yeah, that's
GeForce Now.
yeah.
You guys know what GeForce Now is?
Sort of.
think
It's
so,
screwing a lot of
yeah.
people up on certain
So,
games.
so GeForce Now, it's a service that NVIDIA is running. Essentially, I think a couple weeks back, it was like in beta, so everyone was you had to be invited into it. Essentially, what NVIDIA is doing is it's creating a virtual machine on their servers, on their rack. And you can install any game on yours. Before this, you can install any game on your Steam library or on your Battle.net or whatever, and you can play that game over the internet, like Stadia,
Oh.
on their rack.
Wow.
And so before it was in this beta situation, all of the developers were like, okay, yeah, let's you're cool, like we're gonna do this, that's fine. It's now launched into an actual official product where you can either go for the free tier or you can pay them like $5 or $6 a month to essentially access your games on a different platform,
Yeah.
on a different computer. And so a lot of the developers, and this is, I'm glad that I'm not the person that has to figure out the legal issues behind this.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the developers are now pulling out
Yes.
of NVIDIA's GeForce Now. The Long Dark developer, the Activision Blizzard, 2K, and another big one.
Activision and Blizzard.
I already said that.
Yeah.
2K,
Sorry, that's what I was.
Bethesda, that was the other big one. They've pulled all their games from this service because NVIDIA just did it. And so, yes, the argument that can be had both ways, where it's like, if I was the end user and I paid for my copy of, let's say, Skyrim, if I bought a copy of Skyrim, I should be able to play it on whichever platform I purchased it on. Yeah. On the other side, though, like, if I were to purchase this and then I signed up for NVIDIA's GeForce Now and I paid NVIDIA, now NVIDIA is making money off of Bethesda's games or Activision Blizzard's games or 2K's games or whoever. So it's become now this whole gray area of, like, is this legal? Is it not? Like, on one hand, as a consumer, yes, I should be able to play my games anywhere I want. But we're getting to that situation where a lot of digital licenses, that's just it. Mm-hmm. It's a license that you purchased for that platform. I didn't purchase a license to play that game on GeForce's server.
What?
Did you see that? Just keep going, Tony.
What? What?
Cool. So,
anyway, so that's the TLDR.
Draw your attention to it.
thank you.
That is the TLDR
yes.
for GeForce Now.
See, and I knew something was up because this post was one of the ones I saw, and it was Reddit on the World of Warcraft one, and a guy got like a 3-year ban because it's part of their protocols because he was using a third-party something or other, and he's like, I used it once when it was in beta, and it was available on the service.
Right.
Oops.
And all of a sudden, he now had this huge ban, and like he tried to fight
because
it.
It's part of
the
because part of the EULA, I'm assuming with World of Warcraft, is the license that you purchased for, the subscription that you purchased for, you play it on the device you have in front of you, not on a server rack somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, because you could be cheating.
You could be. You don't know. But it's not that. It's just a legal thing. It's a legalese thing more so than any. And the reason why Google Stadia works so well,
should work well.
The reason why Google Stadia works the way it works is because developers opt into that.
Correct.
Whereas with GeForce Now, NVIDIA just assumed all the developers would be on board with this, and they're clearly not. And I totally get
they wrong.
I totally and I get from both sides, and then just file this under like problems that I don't have to solve.
Yeah.
Right.
Like legalese things I don't have to figure out. It's like with all the Marvel's contracts.
Yeah.
File that into someone who gets paid way more money to figure out.
Oh, exactly. Like that's not a my job kind of thing. So no, it's.
Yeah, I get it from both sides.
Well, it was funny with the World of Warcraft one because someone was like, 3 years is or whatever, however long the ban was. They were like, that's usually what happens when you've screwed up more than once. And he's like, okay, I will admit, 8 years ago. Like, I did something, like I did one, he bought gold or something like that and got caught for buying like a butt ton of gold. Yeah. And he's like, so I did that, and yes, I got like my, 2-day suspension or whatever. And he's like, but legitimately with this, he's like, it was available on the service.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's like,
I just did
like,
what was there.
I was staying in a hotel or something. I was like, oh, I could do some WoW and
the idea you could play it on your phone or
but booted it up, and he's like, I legit played WoW, and he's like, it wasn't working because I was on like horrible hotel Wi-Fi and the whole 9 yards, and he's like, and you couldn't really play WoW that way because there's so many buttons to like click and press. And he's like, I literally played for like 10 minutes and then shut it off, and now I can't play for like a year or 2 years or however long it was, and
more than it should have been.
More than it really should have. Like it shouldn't have been any.
Yes.
Because again, if it's on the GeForce thing, you figure. You're cool.
They figure out their
well, you feel like it's like, okay, we're good to go, but and again, as someone who doesn't look into any of this, if you see it on a service, you're like, oh, cool. Like,
like it's
I'm doing you guys a public service to tell you how
Don't do it. Thank you.
Either don't do it or do it with caution.
Yeah. So.
It's just messy. The entire situation is really messy, and I'm assuming more developers are going to start pulling off of GeForce Now. Especially with 2K going, especially with Bethesda, especially with Activision.
It's just one of those interesting ones where, and I get it's on their server side of things, which is what makes it hinky. Because like my Xbox, I can play off my phone now. My PlayStation, I can play off my phone now. Like I can, it turns my system on and I play off my system. But,
Yeah.
if I'm in the middle of a game and I'm like,
on
oh
PC,
no, Scott's to go to the bathroom,
But on PC, on the PC it gets a
You
little
have
bit
that
different.
issue.
On the PC it gets
Problem
weird.
Itself.
That's
hey,
why.
maybe I'm in a really intense boss fight. And
You
I
pause the game.
will say this. I have accomplished some great feats on Game Boy and Game Boy Advanced games while sitting on the can.
But
Just saying.
those are designed for.
Yeah.
Every game is now designed for that.
Pause the game.
Boss now. I got this boss now.
You're in a raid.
Okay, again, World of Warcraft, not a good example, but,
Pause the game.
Modern Warfare if I need to.
You don't know when Nick is on the camera with you guys.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I turn my mic off.
I don't.
We know.
historically.
Brian's gotten better at it. He also reminds us when he's washing dishes, so I'm sure we hear running water and we don't freak out.
Just mute the microphone. Just mute it.
I know. I can just easily just turn it
Don't you have a
off.
button on your thing?
Don't even have to do
I
that. You just lift
flip
up the
mic
microphone.
Yeah.
We have the same headset. All you do is go.
And it turns it off.
Mhm.
Yeah. I have a button on mine.
My button is like the button's by the power button, which is why I never used the
Oh
button.
yeah.
Oh,
I
mine's a big fat circle. It's just easy to.
No, mine you just flip the mic.
Smack your head.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Just-
mine you just flip the mic up. So like,
Yeah.
my wife comes downstairs or the kid starts crying and it's like bloop, and then or BRB,
Me, it's like
guard my
I'm
body.
in the bathroom.
Yeah. Guard my body.
Crush your body. Sit
BRB
here and
like-
wait and watch you do nothing.
I know that was the other night because we were sitting there playing and Jack started, and I'm like, these two were dead
Oh no.
and spectating me.
Oh no.
I was in the circle. I was in a room, and I'm like, it's okay, little buddy. Like, we got this. These two are like, okay.
I was not on my phone.
Yeah.
I know. I was on Reddit. Just
That's
like,
what I mean. I'm like, oh, well.
I'll get Warzone on the PC.
We survived long enough.
we did.
Well, we could talk about that post-credit show.
We can!
Post-credit
Yes,
show.
Segue.
Warzone dropped, but we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in the post-credit show. Is there anything else we gotta...
Uh,
or should we just segue our way in?
Segue.
Just go into it.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, join us in about 5 minutes for the post-credit show where we talk about games we've played, movies we've watched, and other sort of nerd junk we've done.
We've done things.
While you're waiting, go to barrelrollnews.com to follow us on all of our social media. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week because, what else are we going to do? Bye!
Bye.
What else are you gonna do?